Our very next DreamWorks tale for Christmas. No, let's see. Will be read as this. I, for one, appreciate the finer holiday decorating arts. Maybe just not on me. The story is The Penguins of Madagascar, a Christmas caper. Christmas Eve had finally arrived. Throughout Central Park Zoo, festivities were in full swing amongst the animals. Private wanted to see how everyone was celebrating, so from the cold comfort of Penguin headquarters, he peered through his periscope and scanned through each enclosure. The camels were dancing around their menorah. The elephants were smooching under the mistletoe. Alex, Marty, and Gloria, were stringing lights around Melman's long neck. And Mason and Phil were building, but mostly toppling, their precarious homemade Christmas tree. Everyone was having a ball, it seemed. Then Private swung his periscope to see how Ted was celebrating. Only he wasn't. The lonely polar bear lay alone in the dark. No lights, no music, no presents, no companions, no fun. He looks so sad, said Private. Skipper, can we bring him a present to cheer him up? Kowalski, are we equipped for such a mission? Ordered Skipper. Negative, Skipper, replied Kowalski. There are 4 gifts and 4 of us, sir. We could go and get him something, the littlest penguin suggested hopefully. Sorry, Private, no can do, Skipper said definitively. We got eggnog at 21 hours and writing our names in the snow at 21:05. Private was disheartened. He couldn't bear to see someone sad and alone on Christmas, especially with all the fun going on right in front of him. All right, boys, stand by for eggnog, said Skipper. That's an order. Aye, aye, Skipper, said Kowalski. Eggnog, 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 added Rico. While his merry mates were fully engaged in the spirit of Christmas, the brave young penguin took matters into his own flippers. He slipped out of the zoo and waddled down the busy and bustling streets of Manhattan, on a lone mission to find a gift for poor, lonely Ted. Oh, that's perfect, exclaimed Private when he spied a sidewalk carts full of small lighted Christmas trees. Just the thing for a sad polar bear. The sight of those trees made Private so happy he waddled, hopped, scaled, and shimmied his way into the carts for a closer look at the goods. Back at the zoo, the other penguins continued their merriment. Suddenly, Skipper's honed military senses kicked in. Hold on a second, something's missing, he stated. Kowalski surveyed the table. Cranberries, check. Eggnog, check. Give me a head count, Kowalski, Skipper ordered. We had 3 heads, sir. That was it. They were missing a head, and the penguin it was attached to. No, where's the Private? Skipper asked. Kowalski pointed to Private's picture on the back of a milk carton. Unknown, sir. It would appear that he's missing. Missing? Hooverdam, Skipper blurted. Then he noticed Private had gone to bed, but when he removed the blanket, under the covers was a bowling pin. Skipper looked sternly at the pin. I'll deal with you later. Oh no, said Kowalski. He must be out there all by himself. He's one of us, men. You all know the penguin credo. Never made a hot oil and a Bisquick, added Kowalski. No, shouted Skipper. It's never swim alone. We never leave one of our own. Initiate soldier recon protocol, Skipper commanded. Following Private's escape route, Skipper led his trusty soldiers on a super secret mission. Keeping a low profile, the trio sneaked through the sewer, then up a manhole cover. Now that's hitting our heads, boys, said Skipper proudly. They carefully surveyed the surroundings before stealthily emerging onto the snowy street. The penguins investigated clues to Private's whereabouts. Kowalski, analysis, ordered Skipper. Always equipped, Kowalski employed his high-tech night vision scope to scan the surroundings. Private located, sir. Good work, soldier, said Skipper. Before he could deploy the next tactic, however, Kowalski spotted something else in the scope. We may have a problem. Me and old Nana was headed straight for the sidewalk carts. And private. Now, where's the gosh darn squeaker on this thing? Demanded Nana, tugging, pulling, and clenching Private, mistaking him for a dog toy. When Private finally squeaked from being thoroughly squeezed, Nana bellowed. I'll take this one. Before the penguins reached the carts, Nana jumped in a taxi with Private. Grand Coulee Dam! Private's been captured, shouted Skipper. Not on my watch, Blue Air. This boys had just turned into a rescue mission, said Skipper confidently. At his command, Kowalski and Rico fashioned a makeshift transport device that lashed onto the back of the cab. In hot pursuit of Private, the penguins endured a wild ride through the streets of New York City. Nothing was going to stop Skipper and his crew from retrieving their friend. Except maybe one thing. Nana's apartment building was guarded by a doorman. Skipper, how are we going to get inside? Added Kowalski. Kaboom! Kaboom! Suggested Rico, coughing up a stick of dynamite in a lit match. I've got a better idea, said Skipper, dousing the flame with his flipper. Follow me, boys. Employing tactical measures, the resourceful trio went incognito as a snowman to gain entry. By the time they got inside, however, Nana and Private were in the elevator, and the doors were closing fast. Skipper! Private called desperately. Skipper popped through the snowman's head to get a better look. Step on it, Kowalski. The penguins rushed forward. Too late. They crashed into the doors, disintegrating their disguise. The worst part? Poor Private was still stuck with Nana. Wouldn't you know? We see the elevator stopped on the top floor. Skipper spied a mail chute and got an idea. What comes down must go up, he reasoned. Commence Operation Special Delivery. Disguised as parcels, they loaded the cells into the chutes and were rocketed up. Standing outside Nana's front door, the penguins considered their situation. Failure is not an option, boys, said Skipper. Meanwhile, inside Nana's apartment, things were getting worse for Private. As if pulling, tugging, and squeezing weren't enough, Nana wrapped Private in a ribbon and stuffed him into a Christmas stocking for her dog. Now, Mr. Chu, you had to wait until morning to open your present. Nana cooed as Mr. Chu wagged his tail. Talking to her beloved Pooch, it seemed, was the only time Nana suspended her gruff tone. Mr. Chu may have been small, but he had a big attitude. When it came to his toys, he meant business. When Nana left to watch the football game, in a flash, Mr. Chu transformed from small and sweet to fierce and ferocious. Growling and baring his teeth, he ripped a stuffed toy of Alex the lion in two. Private shook with fear. Nice doggy, a good doggy. Don't eat me, Private pleaded, hoping Mr. Chu would back down. Instead, he attacked. The little dog leaped off the floor and lashed onto the stocking with all of his fangs. Private thought he was surely done for. Suddenly, Private's three penguin pals crashed through Nana's window. Santa Claus has come to town, said Skipper. Just then Mr. Chu pulled down on the stocking. When he let go to chase the other penguins, the stocking flung back up and sent Private soaring across the room. He landed atop the Christmas tree. Kowalski, secure Private, Skipper ordered. I'll need cover fire, requested Kowalski before stealthily scaling the Christmas tree toward Private. Rico jumped into action, swallowing a hole in a bowl of peppermint candies. Then Skipper operated Rico like a rapid-fire machine gun, spraying candy at Mr. Chu to divert him from the tree. Kowalski, status. Almost there, Skipper, he said. Mr. Chu was relentless. As Skipper and Rico ascended the tree, the determined dog chomped down on a string of lights and yanked. The tree bent in half. Private was mere inches from Mr. Chew's menacing muzzle. Let him have it, Rico, Skipper commanded. Shiny ornaments rained down on Mr. Chew. The tenacious pooch let go of the string and Private shot across the room. Nana was oblivious. Private landed in a cooked turkey, and Mr. Chew was on him again. Holy butterball, cried Skipper. The penguins needed a new plan. And fast. Kowalski, give me options. The shrewd soldier quickly drew up a sound strategy to end the battle once and for all. Excelente, said Skipper. Engage Operation Stocking Stuffer. With a single sticky candy cane, a string of red ribbon, and a little ingenuity, the penguins gave Mr. Chew a taste of his own medicine and stuffed him in a stocking. I think our work here is done, Skipper said. Kaboom? Asked the Rico, once again pulling his dynamite stick and lit match from behind his back. This time Skipper allowed it. Yes, Rico, kaboom. Once Nana's door was blown down, escape was easy. Nana finally took notice of the destruction and put Mr. Chew in a big timeout. The penguins made their way back to the zoo without incident. Thanks for rescuing me, Skipper, said Private. Skipper put his arm around Private. It's the least we could do. You remember, see the penguin cradle? Private looks confused. What does deep frying a biscuit have to do with any of this? Skipper was exasperated. Not that cradle, the other one. Never swim alone. Remembering Ted, Private's beak fell to his chest. He's all alone on Christmas with no one to swim with. It's not too late, Private, said Skipper. I got a new plan to fit him in. Back at headquarters, the penguins invited Ted over to celebrate together. Ted was so happy, he snuggled, with all the penguins in his arm at once. You guys, seriously, this is the best Christmas I've ever had. Well, there it is then, said Skipper. Merry Christmas for everyone. Suddenly the doorbell rang. What the? Who could that be? Questioned Skipper. Oh, I hope you don't mind. I invited a few friends over, said Ted. What? Skipper was upset considering their challenging evening, all because Ted was lonely. But it didn't take long for Skipper to come around when all the zoo friends sang and danced with a festive song together. Jingle bells, monkey smells, Melman laid an egg. Marty thinks that Alex thinks, and the camels say, obey. And that's what Christmas is all about.